Hi, I'm Fred Waugh, and one of my projects as Canada's Parliamentary Poet Laureate is to produce a series of short videos to help make contemporary Canadian poetry more accessible. These recordings illustrate a range of poetry that reflects the identities, places, and modes of poetic writing in Canada. Besides the recording themselves, be sure to check out the supplementary material as an aid to understanding, teaching, and enjoying this poetry. As our first Canadian Poet Laureate George Bowring once said, "Listen up!" Hi, you've already met me and know a little bit about me. This is the final video in this series, for this YouTube series for the Parliamentary Library. And just before I read a couple of poems, I'd like to thank Daniel Pierce, the video editor, Daniel Canty, the translator, and Patricia Rochelot in Ottawa, the people who have really helped me with pulling this project together. It's been an enjoyable project, and I've met all these poets that you can see in the rest of the series across the country, and I hope you've enjoyed it and get something out of it. So I'm going to read two poems. I'm going to read the poem, decided to read the poem that I was first asked to write when I accepted the appointment as Poet Laureate a couple of years ago. The government asked me to write a poem for Queen Elizabeth's Diamond Jubilee. So I wrote this poem called The Snowflake Age, and it harkens back with a little bit of memory to my own introduction to Queen Elizabeth in 1952. My whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service. But I shall not have strength to carry out this resolution alone, unless you join in it with me, as I now invite you to do. God help me to make good my vow. Queen Elizabeth II, Nelson Daily News, February 7th, 1952. She said, looking through the monarchy of pronouns, her half-toned face profiles the moment. On our kitchen table, headlines mourn the proper object of our common veil of memory and becoming. Dots of quiet morning snow outside the window, 724 Victoria Street, then Kootenay Lake, the mountain, mist-hackled town's companion, traced as elephant. You take on the words new news, so we too mark our time momentarily collected public. Memory longs for its own kind of peacefulness. All day soft snow hushes the valley but for the truck chains clanking up Stanley. The sovereign we seemed for a moment as though the heartbeat of a nation stopped. That day your other you, as white as the snow, fell over the town and drifted into the bank of memory, just like the city bus I always needs another pronoun, for the we is speaking middle voice, dominion over CKLN radio's hourly news, sanding in progress up Josephine, all clear tonight. My tenderfoot to King Scout posing, who is the many might be the mercy of whose light, or how to function as the subject of what long moment caught within each sentence. Let's not forget between. The words, the traces, we'll line them up for their long parade. The street's been plowed for their cavalcade. I, me, you, your, they, my, we, this rhyme of snowy faces. And the second piece I'm going to read is Music at the Heart of Thinking 108, from a lifelong poem called Music at the Heart of Thinking. Now I know I have a heart because it's broken, but should I fix it now to keep it stroken? Or should I stop and listen closely to the name I got because it's spoken, the one that stokes my heart with heat so hot I smell it smokin'? Or could this clock made up of parts be jokin', that missin' spark a misread gap provokin', a little sock of baby breath not chokin', the piggy bank of namings more than tokens? Not just the gossip love is always cloaked in, nor all the meaning text is usually soaked in, but roast potatoes for a tender button, so much depends upon the things unspoken, and if the heart is just this clock around which clusters all that's not, and if the of to an and in that it is I for be was as can set these LMNTs far apart, so when I sigh my name the words won't rust, just hasten slowly, old tin man, I'll stop right now and have an egg because I know it's yolks inside and what I have to do is crack it open.